Hello, welcome to the NCVE Home Science Resources Part 2 of our emulsions. So if you haven't watched Part 1, the link should be above on the screen, so please take a look at that first, just so you get the understanding of the theory of emulsions before we start today's exciting activity, which is making your own butter. So for today's activity, you need just two things. Very importantly, you need some double cream. And you also need a jar, and if possible that should be a tall jar with a lid. If not, any jam jar will do. So just two things needed for today's activity, and we're going to be making our own homemade butter, which is perfect on your scones, on your cake or on your toast, and I'm sure it will taste even better because you've made it yourself. So when we talk about an emulsion, we're talking about a mixture of two liquids such as oil and water, which usually can't mix together but form an emulsion. And we have two different types. So the first type of emulsion is an oil in water emulsion, which you can see in the diagram. And examples of oil in water emulsions are milk and mayonnaise. As you can see in the diagram, we've got more water than we have oil, as our oil droplets are within the continuous phase, which is water. And we've also got another type of emulsion, which is the water in oil emulsions, such as margarine or butter. And here we have more oil than we have water. And we have our water droplet, and our oil here is the continuous phase. So how does that work when we're making butter from our cream? Well, when we take the starting material of our double cream, double cream is an oil in water emulsion, just like our milk and our mayonnaise. Cream, or double cream, is more fatty than, for example, milk, and cream is actually made up of around 15 to 20% fat. And what we're going to do is pour our cream into our jar, and when we start shaking our cream, the oil molecules will start to combine together, so all those droplets will be combining together. As we remember, our oil droplets are hydrophobic. They like other hydrophobic things, and they're going to be combining together. And as we're also adding in air when we're shaking, we get whipped cream. And you should be able to hear that actually, because you should hear less sound when you're shaking your jar, because you've got a much thicker material, which is your whipped cream, and perfect on your strawberries or with your pudding. And we're going to go further than whipped cream, because then as we begin to shake it even more, we will see that the fat molecules will continue to combine together and separate out from the water. And then you should find that you should have made your butter, and you will have another liquid there as well, which is your buttermilk. As we've shaken and shaken and shaken, and our fat globules have combined together, they've separated from our water, and we've left with the liquid, which is buttermilk, which can be drained off and perfect to make pancakes with or add to your porridge. And you've also then got your butter. And we can drain out our butter a little bit more to make it even more solid. You could even add some salt if you wanted to, and have your own homemade butter. So during that process, we have the conversion of an oil in water emulsion, so your double cream, into a water in oil emulsion, which is your butter. So what we're going to do for this one is take our jar and take our double cream, and we want to pour just not too much double cream into our jar, so I'm just going to pour some of this in. Around about there should probably be fine, and then we start the shaking. So there we have it. After around 10 or 15 minutes of shaking, we have our butter formation. If you drain off your buttermilk now, save that for something else, and you can add a bit of salt to your butter and you're ready to go. Hope you've enjoyed today, and we'll be back next week with red cabbage as a pH indicator, looking at the pH scale and looking at the pH of various food items within your kitchen.